Homo sapiens. This video is for the amazing atheist and his psychotic stalker, Emendum, since he needs to keep up with everything and does his amazing wasteeth. I thought I should address this to him too, though I'm not looking for a response, Gary. I'm not into stalkers. So, anyway, first thing is, this is about book recommendations. So the first book is In Search of Memory by Eric Kandel. Yep, right here, Neuroscience 101. In Search of Memory. The Emergence of a New Science of the Mind. Good book, TJ. Gotta read this, as it says in the book here. Eric Kandel explains the revolutionary landmarks of modern biology and illuminates how behavioral psychology, cognitive psychology, neuroscience, and molecular biology have converged into a powerful new science of the mind. How does the brain create memories? Until a few decades ago, the very idea that memory and other aspects of the human mind could be explained through biological analysis and understood through molecular interactions was unthinkable. This book goes through, it is also somewhat of an autobiography with Eric Kandel, goes through with neuroscience and, overall, it's a great introduction to neuroscience, well worth your time in reading. And you can get it really cheap on Amazon.com. The next book is Own Being Certain. Believing you are right even when you're not. Yes. Seems like it's quite prevalent, especially here on YouTube. In Own Being Certain, neurologist Robert Burton challenges the notions of how we think and about what we know. He shows that the feeling of certainty we have when we know something comes from the sources beyond our control and knowledge. In fact, certainty is a mental sensation rather than the evidence of fact, because this feeling of knowing seems like confirmation of knowledge. We tend to think of it as a product of reason. But as an increasing body of evidence suggests that feelings such as certainty stem from primitive areas of the brain and are independent of active conscious reflection and reasoning. The feeling of knowing happens to us. We cannot make it happen. Anyway, great book. Also a thing on cognitive dissonance in here. PJ, you like that part. Give Gary something to fuck with you with. Now we're going to move on to something else. The Power of Myth by Joseph Campbell. Goes into history with old mythology, religions, takes an in-depth look at it with Bill Moyers. There's a DVD collection out there, and great overall collection, and explores the whole mythological realm. Joseph Campbell, author of Hero with a Thousand Faces and the Mask of God series. Well known how he influenced Star Wars and other things like that. And anyway, it's great. It talks about going and looking at things from how, there's not a problem between religion and science. It's more of a problem between, science of today versus science of yesterday. Anyway, Joseph Campbell is really he's an excellent author, and you will really enjoy this book. There. Anyway, this leads to the next book, which is, yes, TJ, you gotta read this one, the Holy Bible. I don't think you've looked at it in a long time. You should pick one up. In fact, I'm going to give you all of these books. You can read them up one by one, so you can get to this one. The Holy Bible, the Word of God. Though, is it a personal God or an impersonal God? That's the question you got to look at. God is a thought, as Campbell says. So first you start off with the neuroscience. Learn about the biology within. Gets into all the other neuroscience on being certain. Follow it with the Power of Myth, and then the good old Holy Bible, or whatever you want to call it. So those are my book recommendations. Kudos to Nothian, aka Noth. He did a good video on this. That's why I'm doing mine, and that's that.